Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. We're going to be looking at the 2016 Nissan Frontier. Now I did a car or an engine review on this car. Now we're looking at the actual review where we're looking at the outside, the inside, the wheels, the tailgate, and pretty much everything that entails the 2016 Nissan Frontier. Now the Frontier is the small size pickup truck for Nissan, and the Titan is the full size. Then you have the Armada, which is the largest SUV. Before we get started, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. We do a variety of videos. This video we're doing a car review. And hit that like button if you enjoy the video by the end. And leave a comment, let me know what you think of the 2016 Nissan Frontier. So here at the front, we have this little fog light cap right here. So you have the option of putting a fog light here, but I guess it doesn't come standard with a fog light. It has the typical Nissan front for the Nissan Frontier, hasn't changed much. Here we have, I believe, 17-inch rims. Yes, we have 17-inch, which is kind of small for a pickup truck, but it's probably the standard for a Frontier. A nice stylish looking wheel. It's a pretty nice looking truck. I had the privilege to be able to drive the 4-door. However, when you drive the 4-door extended cab or crew cab, I'm not sure which one they call it, you are left with basically nothing for hauling space. That's probably about a 5-foot bed, I would say. You got the 5, 6, 7, and 8 feet beds. This one I believe is the 5-foot. Looks like it comes standard with the liner. And then you have the typical Nissan design where around the pull handle you have some of that plastic trim panel. So pretty decent size for a small pickup. Even though 5 foot's the smallest, you can put some stuff in there if you're just looking to do some small hauling. It is the SV package. It is a 4x4. At least this Frontier is. Down here you have the hitch connection. You have to buy a ball hitch to connect to that. Then you have the electrical connection right here. Here we have a pretty tall rear light. And then we come over here to the gas panel, open it up. You don't have to press any buttons on the inside. Take off the gas cap, and you conveniently have this little hook here that you can put the gas cap on. However, if you bump it real easy or the fuel pump hits it, it can easily fall off and maybe scrape it or you lose it. So might be better off just to pull it off and then rest it on top of the fuel pump, which I do for most of my vehicles. Let's close that and let's head on the inside. We're gonna check out what the inside looks like, and it's pretty roomy and spacey in here. But again, it's very standard, and there's not much bells and whistles to it. You have the cup holder down here, as well as a bunch of space to be able to put papers and things. Then you have cloth seats here, and with this the red Frontier has a gray trim panel, or gray trim. Go ahead and shut the door. Get the keys and start it up. It is not a push button. We have the typical Nissan setup here with that panel. I reviewed a couple other Nissans, and I'm about to put a Nissan Rogue car review up, so stick around for that. You see you have some extra storage space up there, and a pretty standard size wheel. We have a very standard heads-up display. Here is the air controls. You have the AC over here on the left to adjust the fan speed, and the AC button. You also have the hot and cold ratio, as well as the max AC button. You have a couple buttons for the direction of flow, and below the AC controls you have your four-wheel drive options. And as you do that, you can see the panel on the RPM meter. It will blink depending on which option you have it in. It will also have a two wheels lit up as black, and then you have the four wheels, and it looks like it's a rear wheel drive when it's in the two-wheel drive. So that is the four-wheel drive option for the Nissan Frontier. You have a space here for your phone, probably pretty big, probably about 4 to 5 inches of space back there, just big enough for most phones. You have two 12-volt outlets here. Then you have the traction control right there next to the four-wheel drive options. So that pretty much covers it right there. Let's take a look at the heads-up display again. Nothing too fancy. We have the fuel gauge, we have a battery gauge, as well as the odometer there from 0 to 140. There is the button to cycle between trips and to reset your odometer. Here's what the steering wheel looks like. Very standard controls over on the left. Your calling controls for hands-free. Down here you have some controls for your side view mirrors to adjust the mirrors. Then you have a cargo lamp button. Then you have your downhill controls. I'm not sure exactly what that does. If you know what it does, head down into the comment and let me know. I'd appreciate it. And then here is the radio controls for the Nissan Frontier. Very standard for a Nissan. I've driven in a lot of Nissan Altimas, Nissan Maximas, or Nissan Sentras, and they're pretty much all the same. Also, that Nissan Rogue I was telling you about, a lot of the Nissan's radio controls are just about the same. You have the volume on the left, the scroll on the right, your presets on the bottom, AM, FM, Sirius XM. You have your media that you can hook up. Then you have your back button, your display to turn the display off over there on the left. You got some apps. And then you got one of my favorite, especially if you're driving long trips, you have the scan button. You have to download for the apps. You have to download the Nissan app to be able to have it your phone compatible with the car. And here we have a CD surprisingly left over in this car. And if you've watching this video and you rented this Nissan and forgot your Evanescence CD, leave me a comment and let me know. Here is the shifting knob. Very standard, nothing fancy. As you get in some of the new cars, you got a bunch of different tracks you got to go on and off of. This is an automatic transmission. Here's the parking brake. Parked on the hill, so it's engaged. Over here, we have the driver's side door. You have the passenger side door, passenger side climate controls. Up here, you'd think it would be a case to hold your glasses, but not there. Or at least something there, but it's just a blank little piece that you could fit something in if you wanted. Here's the glasses case. And then we got the back of the car. Here you have a rear window. Pretty big cabin space. But again, you have to compromise the cabin space and reduce the space for your bed. Let's head into the back of the cabin and see what we got here. We have cloth seats, if you recall, and it has this honeycomb-like structure. Very comfortable, actually, to drive in, and not too bad. Quite a bit of leg room right there, especially for a truck. Got the carpet on the floor. You have some stains there on the cloth. That's what you get if you have a cloth car. However, if you have leather, you get in and it's burning hot, especially if it's in the sun. So depends on if you like cloth or leather. I personally would rather have cloth. However, sometimes a smell can be associated with the cloth after a while. Go ahead and close the door, give you a feel of what we're looking at. So the passenger side door or chair was pushed back pretty far, so I didn't have much room. I'm about 6 foot tall. The driver's side had a little bit more room to it. So that's what you're looking at. Not too conducive for anybody that's of any size. So here's what you're looking at here in the cabin. Just panning around here for you guys, give you a good idea, look and feel. If you're wanting to purchase a Nissan Frontier, here is the slide window. You check that out. So that pretty much wraps it up. Hopefully you have a better idea of what the Nissan Frontier looks like. If you enjoyed that, head down into the comments, let me know what you think. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching.